Thank you for staying with us. Either by commission or omission, the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, is never far away from the hits. The meeting he had with the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria is generating such hits, but Wike has clarified issues on the meeting, saying it's centered on how FCT can partner Israel to develop its agriculture and not diplomatic relations. The minister said he has no constitutional powers to determine Nigeria's diplomatic relations with other countries. This one, Wike.
Yes, I think that it is what some clerics have been saying that actually steered this controversy, and it's always better to take one's time to look at issues critically before commenting. The cleric most famous for fraternizing with bandits was the one who brought up this matter that, oh, Wike is making friends with Israel, Wike is backing Israel over Palestine and all that.
No.
The truth is, Wike's meeting with the Israeli ambassador happened on the 3rd of October. Hamas did not attack Israel until the 7th of October. So the meeting preceded the attack. So the issue of, is backing Israel against Palestine does not occur because the meeting had been held even before the attack. So it's not a question, Israel is looking for support, Wike has gone to give them support. It doesn't add up.
That's the question I keep asking.
Because the meeting had taken place before even the attack. That's what most people don't know. Was this cleric? Of course, everyone knows that he does not like the ruling party. He's always been an Atiku supporter, for example.
Okay.
That's Sheikh Gumi. It's not something that he can hide. His antecedents show that he does not like the ruling party. Yes, he's free to support any party of his choice, but don't twist facts. Wike had this meeting long before the attack on Israel by Hamas.
And Wike cannot determine the
point that he's making is just a minister. If some foreign body, that's his explanation, if some foreign body comes to Nigeria and they want to do some things in the Federal Capital Territory, the foreign minister, our foreign affairs minister, would inform him. Because that position that he's occupying is occupying it on behalf of the president. The president can delegate duties to him, So it's the minister that will tell him. He cannot even on his own go and interface with them directly. That's not the structure. And so those people want to do some business with FCT. They want to partner with the FCT in the area of agri. Everyone knows that Israel is one of the best in the world when it comes to agriculture. Israel, Denmark, these are small countries, but very strong in the area of agriculture. You've seen the miracle that the Israelis have done in the desert in their country. So they want to partner, and Wike believes that, look, if we partner with them, we'll be able to get more jobs for our people, and more revenue will be earned. Secondly, they are very strong in the area of information technology, and the Wike administration is already thinking of setting up a tech village in Abuja there. So there are many things that they can do with the Israelis. In any case, Nigeria has a long-standing diplomatic relationship with Israel, which the military president, IBB, restored on May 4, 1992. Before then, we didn't have relationship with them. In fact, two traditional rulers were queried for traveling to Israel, the emir of Kano and the Oni of Ife back then in 1984. You know? So I do not see the need for this head booting. Israel is a state that Nigeria has diplomatic relations with. So if a minister meets with them, it does not mean that that minister is supporting Israel against Palestine. And the fact has to be stated that the attack happened long after that meeting. So it's not a question of, oh, Israel is on the ropes and Wike is offering support. So people should
in Nigeria, if you are not well enlightened, it will be easy to sway you with, fake news, talks that are not even reasonable.
Yeah.
For this now, FCT minister, what will his support to the Israeli ambassador amount to?
Well, you and I can assume that. But the danger of
misinformation,
or wrong narrative is very dangerous. And whoever is handling media for Wike has not done a good job. There are things you can dismiss, not when it comes to religion and when it comes to Abuja. These are tinder boxes that could lighten up at any time. Already there are grumblings underneath that Wike was made minister of FCT. There are people waiting in certain parts of the country to see him fail. Incidentally, Wike himself, he's a friend of mine, talks his mind. He's not a diplomat. So there are things that he will say that can be twisted, whether we like it or not. So whoever is handling the media for the minister, let me tell him now, they are what they call the red spots that you do not ignore, that common sense will avail. Common sense does not avail when it comes to religion or tribe. You cannot use logic to win that battle. You must be proactive. Because I expect the moment Gumi said what he said, I told somebody, I said, Wike must react between that day and Friday. Because they are going to take it to the mosque. Quoting Gumi in certain mosque in Abuja. And that's what happened. Some people will like it, some people will just take the story and run with it. There was nobody to give them an alternative explanation to quickly that invention. This can be done, like I said, for other areas. Football, intermedia relationship. But when it comes to religion, especially in the north, and it comes to tribe, it's not something you just ignore, it will sort itself out. So that's number one. Number two, it does not make any sense that anybody will believe that a minister will have the power to determine our foreign policy. It's beyond his brief in any shape or form. Not even the Minister for External Affairs can do that. Only the President in Council can determine the policy of Nigeria when it comes to things of this nature. But again, the fear I'm expressing is that people are ready to light matches to any little fire they can get to set the country ablaze. And that to me is what we need to quickly work at.
Just the way some were saying they wanted to demolish
the Central Mosque.
Central Mosque. Meanwhile, there's nothing like
Nothing
that.
like that.
There's nothing like that.
The Central Mosque
is just a piece of land, a piece of land belonging to the mosque was what he asked for, and he's prepared to even compensate them, so that losing that portion of land to infrastructure, he's prepared to compensate them. Yeah. But they twisted it to mean that he wanted to, and Wike has come out to say that, look, I have no plan. Who is the person, except someone demented, that will go to this mosque in Abuja, the national mosque? Is a national treasure of our country, Just like the Ecumenical Center is a national treasure of our country, and say that I want to go and demolish part of it. Nobody will do that.
Very beautiful sites.
So those are even fundamental.
People must also realize that, look, FCT belongs to all Nigerians, and anybody can be minister of FCT. Wike is the first Southerner to be FCT minister. Substantive minister. In the past, somebody was minister of special duties, and they told him, look, supervise FCT for us. That's why some fellow argue with me that that's not true. I say, it's you who does not know. This is the first Southerner to be FCT
of cabinet
minister.
Yeah.
So if someone was special duties minister, that's his portfolio.
Overseeing FCT.
But he was told to oversee the FCT. But a substantive minister of FCT, Wike is the first Southerner. And anybody can be minister, whether it's from the north or from the south. We should stop thinking that, somebody cannot be, because I've seen some clerics too say that, look, why did this government do this to us? Why should FCT? I know, and that is wrong. And I expect some of our friends, our enlightened friends, to educate people going around with these divisive arguments that are pointless. They should stop it.
All right. Kogi State, north central Nigeria, is becoming a house of commotion over assassination attempts. In the run to the state governorship election on the 14th of November, Governor Yahaya Bello has denied claims of an assassination attempt on his life, as reported in some quarters on Sunday. Debunking the claim, the governor said what happened was a minor fracas between the military and the police attached to his convoy, which was resolved within 5 minutes. Let's hear from the governor.
Thereafter, I began to hear in the social media about assassination attempt. I want to state categorically very clear, dear Nigerians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that there was no assassination attempt on me, Yahaya Bello, the executive governor of Kogi State, by the military or by anybody. Between Kogi State and FCT, it is a secured route. Thanks be to God Almighty and members of the military, the Nigerian police, the DSS, the Navy, the civil defense, the vigilantes, and the professional hunters, and all the citizens of our dear state. We have been able to secure that route, courtesy these various agencies and bodies that I enumerated. So, nobody would have attempted to assassinate me or anybody in my convoy.
The politics heated in Kogi State, Jide, run up to this election. I remember 4 years ago, it was something like this. And we are close to another election. And there was a press release that was released around after 4 yesterday. And around after 11, I saw a counter press release from the governor. What is happening?
This one has absolutely nothing to do with politics. Yes, there may be tension as we move closer and closer to D-Day, but this has nothing to do with politics. It's just a case of undisciplined security operatives on both sides, on the side of the governor and on the side of the joint security personnel on the Abuja-Lokoja highway. The incident, the first incident, happened around Natako, where the sweeper convoy of the governor usually moves. It's always about 5 minutes ahead of the governor. When he got to the checkpoint, there's a bad portion of the road. So one of the naval personnel, they now said, tell your governor to come and fix this road instead of packing money up and down. First and foremost, that is not a Kogi State road, it's a federal road. Kogi and Niger State have some of the worst federal roads in our country, some of the worst network of federal roads in our country. I remember that this Governor Bello, had a quarrel with the former minister of Works over the state of Ganaja Road. So that is that. No governor will be happy to see federal road, in such a bad state, especially when he uses it from time. Governor Bello doesn't travel by air within Nigeria. He goes by road. Anyway, no matter how far the place is, he will go by road. So he uses the road more than any Nigerian governor. I know that. So when he said that, of course, the governor's security people were angry and they confronted him. That was the beginning. That was the first incident. Then, as they moved on, the governor saw the sweeper convoy at that location. And he tried to find out what was amiss, but they resolved it and moved on. But by the time they got to the front, around Kwali or so, the security men had informed their colleagues that one of their men was molested. So they then said, okay, we are not going to let the governor's convoy pass unless he surrenders the person who molested their colleague. That's why I said, in the first place, how you can think as soldiers that you can stop the convoy of a governor. It is the height of irresponsibility.
Discipline.
For which, except someone like Governor Bello intervenes, those people will lose their jobs. It is the height of irresponsibility to stop the convoy of a governor, no matter the situation. What are you doing on the road? Why would you try to stop a convoy? The governor had to call the chief of army staff. You can imagine how bad that was. It's indiscipline. Yes, I blame the governor's people that, yes, they probably overreacted, but it does not mean that you should then go and wait for the governor far away and then say you are blocking convoy. To what end? Somebody that you know has access to Aso Rock, has access to your bosses. You want to block his convoy. So at the end of the day, see what has happened. This was what happened. Now the commissioner went and issued a statement about an incident I did not witness. How do you explain that? I don't want to criticize him on this forum because they will twist it. But there is no reason, even if you issue a statement, you should have shared it with your governor to say, oh, I've issued this statement. What do you think, sir? The governor can, by himself, authorize it. Because it was a complete antithesis of what happened. It's completely antithetical to what happened. Nobody wanted to take the governor's life. Who now? You want to kill a white lion. For what? Nobody will attempt, you know the kind of security, and that's why people were asking that, who would attempt this in broad daylight? So it's completely untrue that they wanted to take his life or something. No, nobody wants to take his life. Nobody wanted to take his life. It's just that press statement that wrong-footed our people, misled our people. Today, the matter is being resolved. If the governor is magnanimous, he will step in and plead on behalf of those soldiers because their conduct, I don't know how they can defend their conduct before their bosses to stop, because they caused what happened. You shouldn't have stopped this convoy. The governor had to come down to say, gentlemen, what's going on? And then when he saw that, okay, this is what these guys are intent on doing, he then called the chief of army staff, who ordered that they should leave the road. Soldiers are responsible to superior authority. They must demonstrate discipline at all times. And Governor Yabelo, being somebody who has always been interested in security, he enjoys a good relationship with the military and the other armed forces. So this kind of thing, I'm even disappointed that it can happen. But it has happened. I just want to appeal to the governor to step in and ensure that, okay, these guys, they've made a mistake, they should be forgiven. We don't even have enough of them. So people make mistakes. They made mistakes. He should please accept, agree to forgive these guys, because already now they are repentant. At least I can confirm that.
Our job is a very difficult job.
Yeah.
Because in one breath, something is coming from the states, another one coming from the governor. And if you are not editor yesterday, you'd have looked at what is happening.
Maybe sometimes it's best to just be a little patient. The problem with us in the media is that we are not patient enough. Everyone wants to get to town, run to town, with something. And that's why I always say that your correspondent, where you have a correspondent, you should trust that correspondent over and above everybody. What have you seen? Is this the accurate summation of what happened? If your own reporter misleads you, he knows that there will be a problem for misleading you. But when you get misled by outside forces, it is very painful. It is. That's what, for me, all my years as a media manager, that's what I hate to see. For somebody to be out there misleading me, where I have gatekeepers, I have reporters who can help me to ascertain the real truth. I mean, it's not, do you know how many Nigerian publications were misled yesterday?
Honestly,
in future, when this sort of thing happens again, everybody will think, no, it's not true. It's like the proverbial crying wolf when there is none. You know, on the day the wolves now came,
nobody
was there to help.
The boy who shouted
because you had misled people in the past.
A lot of media houses go.
Yes.
I'm just saying this this part of your own story. I'm just saying this.
That's what happened.
No, it's unfortunate.
That's what happened, because I called the governor to say what happened, sir. Beyond even the Facebook Live that he did, I called him to say, tell me, sir, what happened?
It's unfortunate, but it goes to show that our gatekeeping skills are tested once in a while, because the commissioner was, in his own judgment, doing his job, but he didn't get clearance, and now he has to bear the consequences. But again, the law of journalism is very clear. When in doubt, leave out.
I think he misinterpreted the fracas. He misinterpreted the fracas to be an attempt,
assassination.
Attempt on the man's life.
The press release was not ambiguous. It was saying it to authority.
And he was not there.
Yeah.
He was not there. At least the people who were there that I spoke with said he was not there.
Everybody that saw it was so sure that that's what happened. Now today we all have eggs in our faces.
Yes.
This is unfortunate.
I'm embarrassed because I also saw at TVC we scrolled it.
It's unfortunate, but we live and learn, as they say.
It is well.